Hi, Dave Snyder here. It is what day is it? 9th? 7th. Oh, cool. 7th of December 2017, and I need to show you this about Hurricane Harvey. Just follow me on this. Try to follow me, please. This is weather from 2014 that I saved, a weather pattern that I saved that was over North America. As you can clearly see, this is basically a nor'easter storm, what they call a nor'easter. It's on the east. It's basically a nor'easter storm. Okay, so I want to show you why I have this crater of the moon flipped over and overlaid over America right here. This is the reason I have it overlaid there. You can see right here the reason I have it overlaid there. Oh, excuse me, I'm just eating my dinner. Spaghetti. See that? That's why that crater is overlaid over North America, right? Okay, so let's move on. So it's been here. I've had this overlaid here for a year and a half. Let's just say at least a year and a half. This picture has been overlaid over North America here. It does not move. I never move it. And you can see this is the eclipse line from the day, from the 21st, which is moon 21. Okay, so anyways, I use 21 when it comes to the moon number. For gematria, I use 21 because it is 21. All the moon words come up 21. Most of them. Lunar, stuff like that. Anyways, so this has been here. So Hurricane Harvey, let me just turn this off and go back down here. Okay. Turn this off. So Hurricane Harvey was a storm recently, a hurricane they called it. And usually hurricanes always fit inside this crater here perfectly. But that's when they're in the Atlantic Ocean. I guess it's not true when it comes to the Gulf storms or the Gulf hurricanes or whatever you want to call it. Superstorm. Basically it was a superstorm. I wouldn't even call that a hurricane. That's more or less a superstorm. You see the rain. You don't really see an eye or nothing like that. It might have been a hurricane when it was here, but I caught this picture, saved it late in the game, I guess. It's still happening. You can see this green around here. Anyways, I overlaid this over North America. And you can see with the borders on that I have it aligned properly over North America, this weather. As soon as they turn on. Come on. Okay, give it a second. There we go. Oh, there they are. Okay, you can see Florida's a little bit off, but you see I got Cuba in the lines, the Yucatan's in there. Mexico borders are all aligned pretty well. If I fade it in and out, you can see that it deviates a little bit, but it's more or less in the right area, right? Okay, now check it out. Watch what happens when I bring that moon pattern back up that was there for a year and a half before anybody heard of the eclipse, before any of it. Before Harvey happened, it was there. This crater was already overlaid over North America for the reason I just told you about. Now watch. Watch this. See the green? See this green area? Look where it falls. Just take a look. Sit back and look at this while I fade it in and out. You see how that aligns? Look at that yellow spot on the right where that crater is, that big crater. See it? Over here? Okay, now look at the blue spot right here where Houston is. This is Houston basically, or the area around Houston, this big blue area. Look at the moon. You see that shape right there? This aligned itself, people. This is something that you need to understand what's going on here. I mean, I don't understand it, but everything shows that the moon has so much to do with our history of the Earth. If not, it's them trying to make us think that. But I'm telling you, all of the weather on the Earth, over the Earth, whatever you want to call it, all of the weather over the Earth. We got another big spot right there. But this right here, you can clearly see that green goes right around the inside of that crater. Absolutely with perfection. I mean, and then that blue spot is right in there. So somebody whoever created the lunar image or whatever, because this is an image you'll find when you look up Mare Moscoviense, the Sea of Moscow is what it's translated as. And usually the hurricanes and everything from the Atlantic will fit right in here, this area. You'll see this. Just like I showed you, that weather from the nor'easter was a superstorm that was up here, and it showed this crater perfectly. This is Columbia. This shape represents Columbia. Absolutely, for sure. This is why we have DC. This normally aligns in a different way. Now, this crater was aligned to the weather, as I just pointed out when I showed you this down here. That nor'easter storm, right? Take another look at this first, of Harvey. Just take a look at that green fit right in there. And that point come down. See the point? Look at that. That blue spot fits right in that little spot on the moon that they gave us. Someone created this image. I mean, it's obviously... And then, watch this. This is a different alignment of that crater over the Earth. This is the Earth alignment. This is how it fits the geology of the Earth. The geology. So we turn on this one. A little bit different. And all the Great Lakes fit inside there. Because this is why Donald Trump wanted to make America great again. The word great comes from this crater. Because the Russians, you know how the Russians always have that title, Peter the Great and all that, right? Well, the Russians are into the Fabergé eggs, and all the photos of the royalty are inside of an egg-shaped photo frame, picture frame. They, basically are egg people. But this is the egg. This is Easter. This is the rabbit, and this is Easter. Okay, so I know that's all far-fetched, seems like, but Lake Superior, to align this crater anyway, what you want to do is put this crater right here is Moscow, basically. This represents Moscow, I do believe. And what you want to do is put that right in the center of Lake Superior, because super is also a moon word, like where we get supermoon and superstorm. Superstorms are shaped by the moon. All of them. Every one. Superstorm Sandy fits so perfect in this crater. The typhoons over there in the east fit perfectly inside this crater. This crater shows over the Rocky Mountains, shows all over the place. Thailand, I mean. Anyways, this crater here goes over Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. Right here, right? That's that area there. You see the geology right there is like a big circular shape, right? Here, that's like that circle shape. And this is Philadelphia here, I do believe, and it just it fits right in there. Washington, D.C.'s in there. Okay, I'm not saying it's perfectly lined, but that's where the Great Lakes go inside of this. And how do I know that the Great Lakes go there? Let's just go to the internet and do a search for the Great Lakes Basin. Get my keyboard here. Okay, so images. And look at the shape. Look at the shape of the Great Lakes Basin. Look at the shape of it. With the hole being right there, Superior. You see what I'm saying? Look at this picture. It's the best one. That's what I say. I already have it overlaid, I do believe. But that is the same shape as that crater. You cannot deny that. There's no denying it. Okay? I'm not making this shit up. This is just what it shows. Okay, so there you go. Now watch this. Over here, we'll go over here. And I don't know. Oh, that's my supercontinent I built that, added picture to it yesterday, so I got to turn that off. Or I don't have to. We'll just leave it on. So here we go. I got a picture of what? Which one is it? Okay, it's not that one. It's not that one. Must be this one or this one. One of these two. Come on. Okay, hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay, this is Washington, D.C., District of Columbia, the nation's capital. Watch this. This is Columbia, people. This is Columbia. I don't have a perfect in there, but it's, you see what I'm saying. I can make it perfect, or close enough. My computer's a little laggy, but see what I'm saying? That is the same thing. And look here, you can even see, like, what do they call this? Where they have the monument, Washington Monument, and that big strip, the mall or something, the National Mall or something like that. You can see that same shape on the moon right here. The same pattern is on the moon right there. It's like a strip. It resembles it close enough. It's in the same place. Look at that, right there, and then at the bottom. Let me turn this off. Or whatever, hit it, okay. So at the bottom, where that crater is at the bottom, see at the bottom we got that crater right there where it just happens to fall over Philadelphia and Washington D.C. and all that, right? And look at Lake Toba. Because it's all connected. Lake Toba, if that's a whole different subject. I mean, it goes into that. Seriously, Lake Toba would be like a great volcano, right? This is the great. Okay, that's why they have Washington, D.C. at that spot. But the nation's capital is right in the center where the hole is. Pretty much. Pretty close. Well, they represent it that way anyway. That's the way they represent it. You can tell it's the same thing. And now let's go one step further. One step further. Let me take you to my hometown. The city of Concord, California. Waterworld, USA. Let me just show you. I got to turn the world upside down to see it right. Let me see it this way. And we'll zoom in. I can usually find it pretty easily. It's right over here. Concord, come on, zoom. Zoom. Waterworld is right off the freeway. And it is... I should just type it in. Might make it easier. It's in a little corner here somewhere tucked away. Here, let me just type it in search. Come on. Okay, here we go. I was going to turn it around on me. There it is. Okay. So anyways, it's upside down, but you'll be able to see. You walk in the entrance of Waterworld, and here you go. The Columbia symbol. Now, when there's the theme park or the amusement park called Great America, right? You got that? Great America? How they're going to make America great again? Okay, well, they have, at Great America, they have the Columbia Carousel. As you walk in the entrance gate of Great America's amusement park, there's a big double-decker merry-go-round called the Columbia Carousel. Well, when you walk into Waterworld, you're faced right there. You see the tree where the hole is, and these are the colors of Columbia. Also, the colors of the Pittsburgh Steelers logo as well. And look how they look, exactly the same as the Pittsburgh Steelers logo. They're like the little star shape. They're not round, they're square with a little like a little star. There's black, yellow, blue, and red, the colors of Columbia. Look up the Columbia flag. You'll see they are blue, or red, blue, and yellow. The black is just another one. Like when you watch the news, I watched the report on that fire the other day in Southern California, and the news anchors were wearing red. The other guy was wearing blue, and then the lady on the scene was wearing yellow. And then they'll wear black all the time too. This is true with earthquakes. It's true with any kind of disaster. Watch the news. They will be wearing red, blue, and yellow. Or all the wording will be in red, blue, and yellow. That's just the way it is. The earthquake, 1989, Loma Prieta. The whole news report, the woman's wearing red, the other one's wearing blue, and the other guys are wearing black mostly. It's just coded that way. They code it. That's the signature of Columbia. You can call them the Zionist Jews or whatever. I just call them Columbia. They're all the same. All the same thing. They own everything. The NFL, the baseball teams. I mean, during that earthquake, it was the A's and the Giants. And them being at the World Series is odd enough. You know, but it's so obvious. That earthquake was so obvious. And one more thing, the news report that you'll see if you watch the right one, the whole news report is done in front of a green screen, the whole thing. The guy Pete Wilson, he's at the ballpark, Candlestick Park, reporting from Candlestick Park. He's got people behind him waving and shit. Those people are on a green screen. He is in front of a green screen. It's totally phony. That guy is really somewhere in a safe zone away from where, there could have been a danger that he, been stuck in a bit if the earthquake didn't work out right or whatever. It worked out perfect. The bridge broke just right. And it was a red car that went over the edge, and it was a red car that got crushed by the building, and it was it's all red. Jose Canseco's wife wearing the most outrageous red dress you'll ever see anybody wear to a baseball game. Anywhere. I mean, it's totally ridiculous. And like Zachary says, Jose Canseco was a special person during that earthquake, and his wife wearing bright, just totally tacky red. Not right, the right thing you would wear to a baseball game. Not even close. So anyway, that's all for today. That's Columbia, the symbol for Columbia. Watch it. Watch for it. That's it. That's it right there, and those are the colors. That's absolutely who owns this amusement park right here. And oh, look at this, even closer. Look at this one. It's like a keyhole. I call it a keyhole, right? Because it is a keyhole. And then here you got another keyhole right here, which could be coincidence, but what about this one? At the Marriott Hotel right here, this keyhole here, at the Marriott, which is right next to it. And they own this shit too. They own this. And right here we got another building that's basically owned by them. It's got all the corporate offices that are headquartered in this area. Bevmo and some big corporations. Used to be other Viacom or whatever was there. But and another thing underneath this spot right here where this hotel is, my friend back in the day, when they were tearing this down, they were tearing something down that was here before. It was something to do with the military, and it went underground. He said there was elevators that went underground, and there was just all kinds of stuff down there. And then all of a sudden, it was buried. They covered it. They covered this area right here. And then this is the recent building that they built here. But that could still be underneath there. That area underneath that area could be underneath there still. It's just crazy. I mean, it used to belong to the military, and this is, these are all science places here. These places here are all scientific study places right here. County building right here. This is a county, a government building here. So, this whole block right here. Everything, really. All right, have a good day. Thanks for watching.